this is my more of like a vulnerable video where we talk. Hopefully I can share like a few things that I've learned over time. I'm genuinely still learning. I'm still in my early 20s. I've not gone that far, so I won't say that I have enough experience to be able to sit here and advise you on the things to do, but from what I've learned and from what I've experienced, I know that, you know, something can be birthed, right? So adulthood, or the 20s, or whatever you want to call it per se, it's genuinely something. I feel like adulthood is, the term adulthood is, you know, we all have like different perspectives or like different definitions of what we consider adulthood, right? For some people, or for some of us at some point in our life, we thought that adulthood, or we think that adulthood is, it is a part of it, but you know, we think that the large part of adulthood is freedom. You know, freedom to go out and come back whenever you want. This is what I want to do. I can go out whenever I want. I can just pick up my bags and say, toodles, I'm leaving the house, and I don't have to tell my mommy like 2 weeks before I want to go out that I want to go out. This time it's much more different. It's much more bigger, and on this side of the earth, on this side of the world, I would genuinely say that to an extent it's overwhelming, and you know, there's a lot of pressure, and most especially pressure that we put on ourselves when we get to that stage where it finally dawns on us that, you know, we're adults and you know, our lives are in our hands now. I vividly remember when adulthood dawned on me. You know, when something, you know, you're in something, but you've not fully processed it yet. You've not gotten to that stage. There's a stage you get to where you process something. That's a stage, you know, there's a stage, there are different factors around you. It's not like you're living in denial. It's not denial, but like there are just different factors around you that are hindering you from coming into the understanding of something. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope that makes sense. So that's how it was for me. The moment the reality of adulthood dawned on me, I would say that I became very, very conscious. I realized that at that point in my life that I was, and up till now, that the decisions I'm making are out of fear and not out of, this would be a great idea, this is something that I should do. And it's much more overwhelming when it comes that way, because it's not coming, it's not a way of life, right? These decisions, I have to be intentional about my friends, I have to make the right decisions, make investments, build my skills, you know, work in the right places, and all of that. All of those things are meant to be active things in our lives, but there is an aspect where it comes with it's a pressured kind of thing. I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know what word to use exactly, but it's a pressured feeling and it's not a way of life, and that's where the problem is. And the moment it dawns on you, you start giving yourself unhealthy pressure from nowhere. You just have, there's so much pressure, there's just so much pressure that you just start giving yourself. Let's not even talk about the pressure that, you know, the world already puts on us. I would say that one thing that I am learning is to put my trust in God and just live life, right? Because we're very prone to not live, right? So you're building your future. It's not it has to be a way of life. It has to be a state of mind. It can't be out of pressure, because if it's out of pressure, you will limit yourself from a lot of things. And with pressure comes, you're just constantly being overwhelmed. There's this narrative that has been going on for a very long time that make the best of your 20s. I understand the intent, but I don't understand the content. I was thinking for a while, well, maybe it's a Bible verse that says, you know, serve the Lord in the day of your youth, yada yada yada, just paraphrasing. I thought for a while that it was a Bible verse, but then I later realized that we're talking about two different things. You know, I've been seeing a lot of make the best out of your 20s, which now made me much more overwhelmed. I'm much more scared, I'm much more anxious, because it feels like there is a manual somewhere that we're meant to be. You people didn't tell me there was a manual. You didn't give me any manual. You didn't tell me when I got into it, when I got into the adulthood something, you didn't give me any manual. Because I got to that stage where I forgot what I forgot that I was going to be 30. I forgot that I was going to be 40. So that statement comes with a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure, because you're trying to fit a lot of things into your 20s, and you forget that you're not on God's time. A lot of people are even as confused as I am. I put it on my story one time and I got quite a number of DMs where people were so confused. What do you mean by make the best out of your 20s? There are different definitions to this, make the best out of your 20s. A lot of people are saying, oh, party more, you know, go out with friends, let go, and let it dawn on you that you're not the one that wrote your story, okay? You didn't write your story. You didn't stand up and say, oh, I'm writing my story, and then now you're not saying, I don't think I wrote the right thing, because I'm feeling like 2024. What did I write in that novel? What did I write in that my book in 20? What's going to happen in 2024 again? You didn't write your story. God did. The one who created you did. Leave everything in God's hands and just take it one step at a time and slowly let go of the pressure. Just let go of, you will see, once the moment you start taking note of all of these things and start letting go, you will see how much weight you've been carrying. You suddenly feel relaxed. You feel so much peace. Your steps are actively ordered by Christ. Your steps are ordered by God. Ordered by God. I can bet it with you that where you are now, where you are now, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, there was a step you took that made you where you are now, right? There was a step, there was something you did that is making you, or that led you to where you are now. There is something you did that got you to where you are, and it was a step that you took. You just found yourself somewhere. You just found yourself in a situation and you decided to go with it. You didn't go the other way. I just sit down and I just think back, and I'm like, this is not normal. This was definitely step ordering. Like, my steps, somebody picked me up. I was going the wrong path. Somebody took me and put me in the right path, and then 5 years later, I'm seeing the result. Now sit down and think of how your steps, see, anything that happened is not a mistake. It is not a mistake. It was not a coincidence. Your steps were ordered. God took you and carried you and put you in the right lane to take you to where you're meant to be. So you're on a journey. He has brought you this far. Who says he will not take you further and take you to better places? So the thing that you're worrying about now, don't worry, I'll see you in like 5 years, if not next year. I asked a few of my friends to tell me what they've learned so far, and I'm just going to read some of them out. But don't do it if you don't have to. But if you have to, hold on to God with all you have, and don't have, and never let go. And then the next person says, you and your friends have different journeys in life, and the faster you accept that, the better. You keep envy and jealousy away from you. With pressure, take time out to seek the face of God and leave those things that put pressure on you. With pressure, take out time to seek the face of God and leave those things that put pressure on you, like social media, for a while. Find time to know yourself and identify your feelings and its source. I cannot overemphasize this enough. So never lose sight of your goals. There are friends you need for a particular stage and not for that. I'm going to read, I was having a conversation with my friend one time, and you know, we're talking about this thing and like the pressure and everything, and then this is what he said. I feel it will all start with knowing what our life should look like, because in truth, this will sort of deflate the pressure that comes with trying to beat time. And that's the thing, like, we're trying so hard to beat time, and that's why from time to time you would hear stuff like my birthday doesn't really excite me. I wasn't really, you know, I'm not really looking forward to my birthday. One of the reasons I feel like I'm not where I'm meant to be, or I feel like I'm not where I want to be. Second reason, I feel like I'm getting old. There's some things I've not achieved. and you're just 23 or you're just 24, 25. I genuinely understand what it feels like to not be satisfied with where you are. I totally understand what it feels like to not be satisfied with where you are, to put so much pressure on yourself that when you wake up, all you can think about is, how can I? You're not happy anymore. There's no happiness. You're not living in the moment. You're not paying attention to yourself. You're just thinking, how can I? What can I do to? How can I do this? How can I do this? And you're not enjoying the moment. You're not enjoying your life. You're meant to enjoy life. You're not here to suffer. Leave it to God. Your story has already been written. Your story has already been written. You are just where you are meant to be. He said because these pressures that we're feeling starts from trying to just do this and that before I clock 30 or 25 or whatever. Time first is our problem. Kill time, and pressure dissipates. Foreknowledge gives an edge over time, and the best way to do that is to find out from who wrote the script of our life and poised time as a referee. It all boils down to God. To play voice notes from my friend, I'm going to try my best to make the audio very loud. Maybe put it close to the camera.
You know, the thing with God now, it now blows my mind is that you can't put God under pressure. Like, where he operates, where he's being, it transcends time. So it's not inside the pressure of timeline or trying to fill a timeline. So when you're even asking him the question, it now means that you need to be patient until he answers you. To somehow avoid being pressured when you're talking to God, which goes straight back to the fact that you can't be time conscious, sort of. I don't know what to use now. You can't be time conscious, sort of, when dealing with God. It does not work based on our time. It works based on what he has written. So it's just a whole cycle. I don't know how best to put it, but I hope you really get my point. It's just a whole cycle on its own. It's a whole cycle, because the best way to keep time is to have an understanding of, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, and this is what I will be at this time. So let me not just be pressured, because at this time I'm going to be this. I just need to prepare for it and follow the process through. Which goes back to the fact that, okay, then how do I now know what I'm supposed to be? The same person that created me, that wrote the scripts, is the best person to tell me. So I go there to ask him, with the knowledge that I can't put him under pressure. I can't put him in my own constraint of time while asking him the question. Guy, he's just a whole lot. We just need to learn patience. We just need to learn to stop society from being the determinant of when we do this and when we do this and when we do this. That we need to understand first that the person that wrote our story is not even living in time. He lives by what has been written. He lives by laid down principles and all that. So, yeah, he's just a whole lot, I'm telling you.
We're going to work hand in hand with him and follow him closely, like our life depends on it, because he does. He will never ever lead us astray. So stop trying to figure everything out. Don't let people deceive you on social media. Don't let anybody pressure you. I know that it's hard, but remember, we're not on God's time. He's our Father. Our story is already written. Our stories are already written. Stop trying to beat time. Stop trying to fit everything into your 20s. You can put in the comment section what adulthood has felt like for you, or what you've learned, or anything per se. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do if you want to. Peace out.